So this is a quick video tour of our land slash camp. This is the private road that connects with our driveway, and the direction that we're looking right now is basically east and comes down this hill. Our land goes up and goes as far as there's a big pine right there, so it's a big white pine. Our land starts a little bit on the other side of that, and it comes all the way down through here. There's our driveway, and then it continues to go down, and it goes around this curve here and down a hill and down to the creek. So that's where the roadside of our land goes. And then show you our camp. Won't show you all the land because there's 6 acres of it, and it's heavily wooded. But so this is our driveway, and this is where we always park our vehicles, where the exterior is sitting now. I had to put this. I went to Lowe's and got, I think it's about 18 bags of pond pebbles that I put in here, because this mud is extremely slippery. But the pond pebbles really did a lot of good in terms of us not sliding whenever we pull into the driveway here when it's wet and muddy like it is this weekend. And there's Rhodey. And Rhodey is standing beside a place he does not like to go. And we don't use it that much, but we did end up building or making a dog pen here. And the dog pen I've got covered with a tarp. And I built a little shed down there for him. So when we go off to places that dogs can't go, like the Arboretum, or if we were to go to the Biltmore house, we haven't been there yet, but we've been to the Arboretum. And sometimes if we even go to a restaurant in town, we'll leave the dogs in here. They don't really care for it, especially Rhodey, but it works and it keeps them safe, and we don't have to put them in the car. So this is, now I'm going to show you something here. This is how we power the lights that you're going to see. So that's an inverter. That's a 400 watt inverter. It runs off of your battery on your vehicle, and it shuts off before it drains your battery too far. So you don't have to worry about it draining your battery and not being able to start your vehicle. And we've been using this thing since we built the camp, and we've got a 100-foot cord here that we take down to the deck, which you'll see here in a minute. And we have lights, and we can charge phones, have lights, anything up to 400 watts to drain, and it really works really well. We don't even have a lantern anymore. We use these lights. Well, we do have a lantern, but we never bring it. So we park here, dog pen, and then here. So, let me show you this too. You need to use a restroom, bathroom, you need to go take care of business. This is the trail. I take post hole diggers and dig a 2-foot hole, and that's where you take care of things. No outhouses, no plumbing. And so have this trail here that leads to, now when we first got the land, we tried to camp right here. We put a tent here, and we'd roll down to the bottom of the tent and have to slide up to the top, or slide down to the bottom of the tent. We have to slide back up to the top. And that's when we decided we were going to build something here flat, and just flat, and a lot less problem with water and everything. This is similar to what we use to take care of business. This is our compost hole. I think this is about the 3rd compost hole, and these compost holes last probably 2-3 years, because we just put our food scraps in there, and so we don't have to dump them in the garbage. There's our compost hole. Here's the wire leading down, and here's Rhodey. Rhodey and Allie had a great time this morning. Here's the first deck. This deck is 12 by 12. First one we built. And I ended up tearing it completely down and building it a second time to make it a little bit sturdier, because when I did it the first time I didn't do it quite right. But this is a 12 by 12 deck, and you'll see the lights we got running. Now we don't really need the lights right now, but I just want to leave them on for the video. I built this step after I built the second deck here because it was a little bit of a step to step up. So I added about 6 inches of a step here, and it makes it a lot easier to get into. Now it's breakfast time. Allie's protecting her breakfast. And these are the lights. These are LED low voltage lights. They run off 110 volt power. But all these lights actually draw less electricity than a 100 watt light bulb. And at nighttime, man, it really lights this place up. And then in the center at the top of the tarp here, the awning, have another light. That's just a regular little work light, and I put a LED bulb in it too. So there's very little electricity drain, and it works out really well. Now our 2-burner stove is kind of on the fit, so we got this little 1-burner little LP stove, and this is Becky's corner. This is where she likes to cook. I built those 2 tables over there for her to put stuff on, and then I built another table here as slash a stool, table, whatever you, step ladder. You can use it for whatever. It's pretty sturdy. And behind Becky is the bird feeder, but every time we leave this place, something gets in whatever bird feeder we have and tears it apart.
The Hummer has been up like 3 times.
Yeah. And we've got a hummingbird feeder, and we do have hummingbirds here. And it really...
She's coming this morning. She's been here like 3 or 4 times.
Okay, so Becky said it's already been here this morning eating. I had to fill it up yesterday because when we came in, it was empty. And then this, so after we had this deck for a while and we had the tent on it, when we had this tent, a 4-man tent on this deck, there was only about 3 feet, 2 or 3 feet on each side to walk on. So that's when I decided I would build a second deck. And this deck here is a 10 by 12. It's not 12 by 12, it's 10 by 12. And I rigged it up so that you run cables across from end to end. And then you put the tarp up, and under the tarp you got the tent. So this is a very dry setup. We've been camping ever since we got married, and this is the driest camping we've ever had. Very comfortable. We got a thick queen size air mattress in there, and it is super comfortable, super dry. We have been in some pretty heavy downpours here and stayed very dry. And after I built the 10 by 12, I decided to build a little porch here, a little landing, and it really helps too. Just whenever you're, getting ready in the morning or just stepping out, you don't step directly off, you step onto that and then onto the trail to the other deck. So this is kind of a short tour here, even though it's been 8 minutes now, almost 9, of our camping. And why we love it here so much, it's just surrounded by trees. The decks are kind of nestled into the forest. Oh, and I have to show you this tree here. It's very special to us. This is a beech, and I named it the mother tree. So this is the mother tree, and it sits between our 2 decks, and her limbs go out over the decks. And it's just a special tree that we love. So this is our little place in the mountains. Becky is working on breakfast this morning. We're going to have grits and eggs. And that's it. That's the tour.